Thanks for watching. I'm just waiting. Our friends, followers from me and from my guests, they can join. Thanks for watching us. So tonight's guest, we know him from many projects. He's a great guy, great actor. I know him from Too Fast, Too Furious. Here is Roberto Sanchez. Tonight's guest will be Roberto. So now I will invite Roberto as our guest. Mr. Sanchez, welcome to Hollywood Productions Corona Diaries chat.
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Fine, and you? Nice to see you.
Likewise, man. Good to see you.
Yeah, and today also we are here. Peter is here. He is also a friend of mine, and also he is assisting me also.
Hello, Roberto. How are you?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Good, good. We are good.
Good.
We are ready
to.
to see you and talk to you a little bit.
So first of all, I want to go to many years ago, and you know, all around the world, everybody knows the big movie series, Fast and Furious. So you started also your career, I think, your first movie, also Too Fast, Too Furious, the second movie.
Wow, yeah. Wow, yeah. That was my game changer for me, man. At the time, believe it or not, I was 38. You know, being an actor was not something that I was interested in. At the time, I was doing some modeling and commercials and stuff like that. And my first audition was for a movie about cars. Wow. And even my agent was like, I don't know why they want to see you, but I sent them your picture and they like your look. So she said, you know, they send you some lines, memorize the lines, and go in there and just do your best. And sure enough, man, I went in, I did my thing. And then a few weeks later, I got a call back. You know, they want to see me a second time. And I came in and I see this gentleman sitting down, right? He looked familiar, but I didn't know who he was. And it was John Singleton, right? So the scene is where I grab Paul Walker by the neck and I'm holding the gun to his head and I'm screaming stuff at him, right? And John Singleton was sitting there like, yeah, I'm not feeling that. And he says, cut. And he says, where are you from? And I said, I'm from Miami. This is where they were casting the movie. I'm from Miami. I'm here. He said, can you do it in Spanish? I said, okay. So I grabbed the guy. I'm screaming in Spanish, rah, you know, all these kinds of things. And he's sitting there shaking his head like, no. And then he says, where are your people from? And I said, I'm Cuban. And he gave me the best advice that I think is what helped me land the job. He said, I know a lot of Cubans, and when they get mad, they get mad.
By the way, look.
So, you know, something in my mind started to think that this guy wanted like Tony Montana over the top. So I grabbed the guy again, and this time I started screaming. I mean, spit was flying out of my mouth, and he was sitting there shaking his head like, that's what I'm talking about. And then a few weeks later, man, I got the call that I booked the film. Oh, you got to show that. You got to show that clip. Of all the clips that you could show, you got to show the one of me getting my head banged. And I had hair. Look at that. Wow. Long time ago. That was a long day for me, man. You know, Tyrese had a few lines, and you know he kept forgetting his lines. So that banging on the thing, we had to do it like 8 or 9 times. So after about the 3rd or 4th, I was like, bro, you gotta get them lines right because I'm starting to get a headache, you know. But we were able to get it done. Wow, that was a long time ago.
But it was great to act and play in the same project with Eva Mendes, of course, Paul Walker, and all the cast.
I mean, it was big. To be honest with you, I didn't know, even when I landed the role, I didn't know how big that movie was. I'd seen the first one. I didn't really like it. It wasn't my type of movie.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until the first day on set, and we were in a restaurant called El Versailles, which is in Miami, very popular place. and they had the whole section roped off, and it was hundreds and hundreds of women behind these ropes, and they were trying to get a look at Paul Walker. And that's kind of when I realized that, wow, you know, this is going to be a big deal. And then, you know, slowly but surely, I really started to see how big this thing was going to be.
Yeah, that was awesome, you know, because, I mean, he was a great guy, of course. I started to know him from his first movies, you know, Joyride and Into the Blue. You know, I mean, and these films are, you know, crazy, great. I love it, you know.
Yeah. He was a sweetheart of a guy, man. Just, you know, very easygoing. You know, he was a kid at heart. You know, very welcoming. He'd help you out if you needed any kind of help on set. Got a chance to meet his daughter Meadow. He brought her a couple of times.
Yeah.
He was just a beautiful person.
Oh. And also, you did many projects. I mean, you started your acting career with Too Fast and Too Furious, and then you continue with many projects. And you are originally from Cuba.
Yeah, I was born in Cuba, and we left when I was 3 years old. My father was on the Cuban national team for judo. He was a 6th-degree black belt. Wow. And my mom wanted to get us out of the country because my brother was at that age that they put you in the military. So we decided to go to Spain because the judo team was going to go to Spain a few weeks later, and we were going to wait for my dad there, and then we were going to just defect once he got there. But apparently they found out in Cuba, and they kept my dad back, and now we were in Spain, and I didn't see my dad again for like 16 years.
Oh, and you did also some interesting movies, actually, because I know also a friend of mine also. We worked with Jessica Morris in Amsterdam, so she was here also with us. Oh. And you did an interesting movie with her, with snakes, I think. I think the American title was Venom, and here in Europe we call it this Snake Fear.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah. Wow.
It was an interesting movie, actually. Snake Fear. We call, you know, it was about, you know, like about the woman and the daughter. They were driving, I think, in the desert.
In the desert.
Yeah, desert. Yeah. You know, like then attacked by the snake in the car, and then and then you guys are the, I think, robbery or prisoners. You know, something like that.
It was. Let me tell you, man. It was a very interesting project. You know, a lot of times I try to do my own stunts because I think that it just makes it really look real when you do your own stunts. And they asked me, do you want us to bring the stunt double in, or do you want to lay there on the ground? You know, you just died, and we're going to put all these snakes on you. And, you know, they're domesticated snakes, whatever the hell that means. But that means that we took the venom out. And, you know, they're not poisonous. But I'm like, okay, they still got the fang, right? And he was like, yeah, but they're not going to bite you. The good thing about it was that they put 12 snakes on me. That was the bad thing. But the good thing was that only 8 of those were real. And I'm telling you, man, I'm laying there and I'm pretending to be dead. And these things are crawling all around me. And I mean, I feel them going up through my
because
my
we are just checking some stills from the movie. Also, even Peter finds some scenes, you know.
But is it the picture? It's you?
Yeah.
Is it you?
Yeah, that's me. Yeah,
it is. Yeah. Wow,
that's the snake.
That was interesting, you know, movie actually, because I think you were good with these animals, because even though in the Too Fast and Furious you have a scene with a rat.
Well, I don't know if I'm good with the animals. It's just that I volunteer for stuff and then I regret it. But in Too Fast, there's a scene where we're torturing Mark Boone Jr. and we put a rat on his stomach, and then we put a pail, and then we do the blowtorch to try to get the rat to dig through his body. So John Singleton was like, Roberto, why don't you grab the rat and put it on his stomach? Yeah. And I'm telling you, man, this rat was like this big. Wow. And once again, it was a domesticated rat, whatever that is. Wow. And I told him, man, I'm sorry, man. I know I'm a tough guy, but I can't do it. I'm not touching that thing. So they ended up getting Cole Hauser to do it.
Wow. And how was it working with Eva Mendes and with Cole Hauser?
It was good, man. It was great. Everybody on set was cool. Cole Hauser, he played our boss. Myself and Mo Galini were the two bad boys there. So, you know, he was a sweetheart. He said, anything that you guys need, you let me know, and I'll make sure that we get it for you. And of course, you know, with Eva, she's from Miami, Cuban. So, you know, you have that connection. So it was great, man.
Yeah, that is really nice. Very nice.
So you seen with the red?
Also, and we can also, a little bit later, we can show your new projects also. What I know with, also you work with the Mandalore brothers, with Costas and Luis. And that was interesting because last week we had Costas as our guest, and he talked about a lot of course, movies. And now I heard that you have also a good project with two brothers separately. So two films, I think they are coming up, huh? I think in post-productions, both films.
Yeah, they're both in post-production. I shot with Luis in Mexico.
Yeah.
We shot a movie there called Legacy with Luke Goss, and then a few months later, I arrived. I don't know who the cast is going to be for this other movie called Blindsided.
Okay.
And I'm meeting this one guy, and I'm like, man, you look familiar, man. You know what? I just worked with a guy in Mexico. He looks just like you, man. He was like, yeah, that's my brother. And I mean, I didn't know that they were like identical almost. And so I got a chance to work with Costas in Pennsylvania, man. And they were both great.
Okay, maybe we can show a small part from the trailer, the movie with Luis, I think Legacy.
Legacy, okay.
Okay, so we can show a part, the trailer from that movie, actually, here. Let's see.
Oh, yeah, man.
Not bad.
Once again, I had hair on that one, too. There it is. I got hair. I got the goatee. I should do more movies with a wig. I like that. Oh, yeah. Had a lot of fun, man. Luke Goss was phenomenal. Luis was phenomenal. The entire cast was just really awesome.
Here you are.
And Mexico is beautiful. Beautiful place to shoot.
Jesus, dude. Somebody shoot at it. Hunters down here for Christ's sake.
Where was the location?
Yeah.
Where was the location?
Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful location, man. We were in the Baja area of Mexico, and we were there for about a month. And yeah, the backdrop is just beautiful, man. You can't pay for that backdrop anywhere. But it was great. It was interesting at times and difficult, you know, with the heat and sometimes, you know, with bad phone connections and sometimes getting lost trying to get to the set. But overall, man, I'm happy with what I've seen so far of it. So I'm looking forward to it coming out hopefully later this year.
So yeah, Legacy. So that is really shot very well. I like it also. I cannot wait to see it.
It was.
It's really
it was. I mean, we'll see what happens, man. Everything's been pushed back. So I thought it was going to come out maybe in the summertime, but now it's probably going to be hopefully toward the end of the year. Who knows?
Yeah, I know. And also Peter find the part with the rat, actually. So we like to show a little bit that part too, from the Too Fast, Too Furious. I see Eva and Cole. So let's see just a play, and we can see how the rat scene is.
Oh, wow. Yeah, man. 17, 18 years ago.
So also,
you know what, man? It was so surreal for me. Half the time I wasn't sure what I should be doing, and I remember telling Mo Galini, the guy that plays my partner, you know, he's a veteran actor. He's been around for a while, and I told him, man, I'm just going to copy everything that you do, and of course, John Singleton was great at helping me, of course, figure my way. See, that's where he wanted me to grab that rat. And I was like, man, I can't do it, man. No, if this is what acting is about, I quit. I can't. Look at that. Look at that thing.
Wow, that is really awesome.
Look at that.
It's crazy scene.
And it's supposed to be domesticated, and I still don't know what that means. Look at it. Look at it.
Wow.
I'm not touching it. No, I'm not touching that thing. I'm not that tough. No.
Oh, really crazy.
Let me tell you, though, Mark Boone was the one that had to sit there, though, with that rat on his stomach. I'm going to tell you that. He earned his money. Look at that. Wow. I haven't seen this in years.
So now you can see
Yeah,
again.
because the idea here is to heat that pail until the rat starts to dig through his stomach. I don't even know how they created that idea. I don't know whose idea that was.
Wow, it's interesting, interesting, interesting.
I see
Yeah,
somebody saying huge mice. That was a huge rat, is what that was.
yeah. Huge rat. That was
Yeah.
really, really. Wow. I mean, I
It
think
was
I like
interesting,
this
man.
is the magic. I think the magic of the movies, to use snakes, rat. I love this kind of movies actually. When you use, make some interesting things. I don't know, crazy
You
stuff.
know
I
what?
mean, say.
It was interesting, but believe it or not, you know what I found very interesting doing Too Fast was that in a lot of the scenes where I was in the car
Yeah.
with either Tyrese or with Mo Galini, the cars never went faster than 20 miles an hour.
Oh, okay.
And we were always on the bed of a truck. So we weren't really like driving. We were sitting on the bed of a truck.
And Roberto, how many days you worked in the Too Fast, Too Furious in the movie set? How long? I mean, how many days?
We started in October and I finished in January. They actually flew me to LA to shoot the green screen of
4 months.
almost 4 months. Almost.
Wow, it's pretty long.
And they brought me to LA to shoot the scene where I get ejected out of the car. So I came to LA for that, but the rest of it was shot in Miami.
Oh, okay. Wow. I think it's really good. And tell us also, in my notes, I have some notes about Bruce Lee, because I heard that you're a huge fan, inspiration of Bruce Lee.
I mean, he's got a big influence in my life, man. I mean, I even have I don't know if you can see it, but I even have a tattoo on my chest right there.
Tattoo? Yep. Wow.
Yeah. He was a big influence in my life, not necessarily so much because of the martial arts or his fitness. It was really a lot about his philosophy on life, and even now as an adult, I still refer a lot to his philosophies because, he was such an even-keeled person. Even though he faced a lot of discrimination here in Hollywood, he was very determined to go back to China and really get his career started. Yeah. And it wasn't until he became an international star there that then U.S. came back to him and said, listen, we got a movie called Enter the Dragon that's going to make you a huge star. And of course, that was an iconic film. So yeah, he's been huge, man. He's been a major part of my life since I was a kid.
Yeah, that was really, I mean, he's a legend.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about basketball. Why that is okay in the sport, basketball is important for you and for your family?
Yeah, man, the same thing. The same way that Bruce Lee was influential in my life. I mean, I started playing basketball when I was 13 or 14, and I was a big fan of Dr. J. I don't know if you guys have heard of Dr. J, where you're at. But
Dr. J and Mr. Hyde?
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, I know.
I know. It's not that. Of course, it's not that. The only thing I heard, Dr. J and Mr. Hyde, that's it.
So, I mean, Dr. J was a big influence also basketball-wise, and it's just a sport that really came easy for me. I played it in high school. I went straight into the military, and then while I was in the military, I played on what they call the All-Navy team, which is the better teams, the better players in the Navy. And while I was there, I was able to play against some of the professional teams in Europe. So I got a taste of European basketball before they became really, really good. And I think that rubbed off to my youngest, who last season played professional basketball in Denmark. And he had a great year. He ended up winning the MVP award for the league. Okay. So he's been doing very well. I have an older son. Okay. He's more into music and stuff like that. But he was also he played football in college. So yeah, we have an athletic family.
Nice. So sometimes, are you visiting Copenhagen?
You know what? I wanted to. I was planning on going for the playoffs, which would have started at the end of April or the beginning of May. So I was planning on it, but they canceled the season early. So he's been back now for about a month. He's been back here in the United States for a month.
Yeah, of course, I can understand.
Yeah.
And Roberto, so we are stuck at home, you know. I mean, that's why I am doing these Corona Diaries chats on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And how about your Corona days? What are you doing? I mean, at home, of course. What are you doing? I mean, you are staying at home, I think, also. But how is the situation over there? I mean, at this moment, because every day maybe something is changing. Maybe you hear new updates there in United States, because in Europe it's going less. The numbers going less.
Yeah.
We'll see. They say end of the month they will open some. They change some rules. Let's say. But
Yeah.
still, we are not sure. So there's a still big question mark in Europe.
I see. I mean, here in the United States, it's pretty much the same.
Okay.
It's very difficult to get a real understanding of what the true numbers are and what's really going on. I think that what has helped me, man, is that I was in the military for over 11 years, and this is the kind of stuff that we used to train for. Chemical, biological warfares. We used to have to walk around with Mark V masks all day long. So they prepare you in the military to deal with the unexpected. So when all this happened, I was already somewhat prepared. We always keep food and we keep certain things in case of emergencies. And the most important thing that I've learned is that you just gotta remain calm. You gotta remain optimistic, because a lot of people right now are panicking because of the unknown.
Yeah.
So it's very important that you stay positive, that you find ways to keep yourself busy, keep your mind busy. You got to make sure that you stay in shape. I work out every day. I'm stuck here in the garage, but I'm able to do stuff here in the garage. Being a military guy, you learn to do a lot of exercises using your own body weight.
Okay.
So it's been an easy. Yeah.
And Peter says
it's been a fairly easy transition,
No, I said then you know how to survive. Actually.
Yes.
I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're hoping that shortly. The thing is that here in the United States, certain states are reopening things, and I think that perhaps it's a little too soon for that. But I understand that people have businesses and
for economy, I think
and
also the same here. Reopening the places. Also, we have a little places, not so much, I think, in May, because still the flights are not activated. Like till June. So we don't have any international flights. Still not available till end of May. So I say June. So some places, of course, some businesses, small businesses are reopening, but
some of the countries are locked.
I think exactly. So it is not finished, and I think it can take longer.
All the countries around the Europe, actually, like where we are in Holland, Germany, Belgium, France, every country is locked down. Yeah. So we cannot travel, we cannot do anything much. For everyone, it's very difficult.
And we are always careful with 1.5 meter.
Yes, and I'm always sitting far because we have to keep 1.5 meter. That is like, we have to, even if you are live, it's not good if you are like this, because we have to do it 1.5 meter, actually.
And still light, the outside you can see behind. Still in Holland, 9:30 p.m., even 9:30, and still you can see the light.
Yeah.
Slowly down.
It's a weird time, man. It's a weird time, but I think in a strange way, man, I think that we can benefit from it, because I think that sometimes we just get caught up with life and trying to pursue certain things and certain goals, which is great. Exactly. But I think that sometimes we lose connection with people. We lose connection with our families. I see this in a positive way. I see it as an opportunity to reset.
Exactly.
Reset, reevaluate what's important in your life. And I guarantee you, man, when things start to get somewhat back to normal, it's going to be a different normal. But when things start heading in that direction, I think we're going to appreciate things a little bit more, so we're going to be better off.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
That's right.
So, Mr. Sanchez, thank you very
Yeah.
much for the nice chat for this Sunday evening to join us, to be our guest.
This was a lot of fun, man. You know, I've known you for a minute, but I've never actually
We didn't
spoken
chat
to
like
you on a
this.
video.
Yeah,
So
I know.
so yeah, so this was this was a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, I think this is all good, and yeah, hopefully we will continue all these chats, meeting people, connecting people. We have
Yeah.
questions, so it is always interesting to have to entertain people a little bit, to entertain friends, fans. I think it is nice, especially in these days, in these hard times.
I think it's great what you're doing, man. And I think
Thank you.
you know, more people should do that because it gives some of the fans out there that enjoy some of the things that we do. It gives them an opportunity to see us in a different light.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So
exactly. I love it. I love
yeah.
this because I really enjoy to have this kind of connection with my clients, with my guests, with actor friends. So it is really good for also I mean, I think it's very nice to also open chat for the fans. They can see how you are living in different than the camera, different than the movies.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, you know, like even myself, man, on social media, I think I was late to the game. Everybody was already on Facebook. They were on Instagram. I was still on something called MySpace till like last week. I'm slow.
Yeah.
I'm super slow, but I've learned that it's important to let people a little bit, not too much, but a little bit into your life and let them see a different side of you. I mean, a lot of times I play these bad guy roles, but I'm really a kid at heart, man. You know, I'm just always joking and having a good time. So it gives people an opportunity to see something different.
Exactly. But it is really good, and it is very nice. And also we remember the old days. I mean, old films. I mean, like Too Fast, Too Furious with you. It is very nice. And also, even though the Venom, the Snake Fear with Jessica's film, so it was really nice to talk about it because of you. Also,
thank you, man. Thank you.
Of course, also you were in Criminal Minds, you were in MacGyver, the TV show, TV series. I mean, we know you, of course, from many titles, but yeah, I mean, and also new projects. You talked about it, so it was also nice to hear your projects.
Yeah, I got actually, you know, like we spoke about a little bit, you know, Legacy hopefully will come out at the end of the year. There's another one called Blindsided, and I just finished shooting right before all of this happened. Another film called Red Winter. That we shot in Colorado. That's going to be a lot of fun. And then again, right before everything happened, I landed a recurring role on a show called The Family Business.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens when things get back to normal.
You are going good. I mean, you are making good films, and hopefully this year, end of the year, will be your year. End of the 2020 or beginning of 2021. I think all your films are already lined up, so we will watch you on Netflix, on Blu-ray, on the Amazon Prime, wherever the films will be.
That's a good way. That's a good way to see it. It's like, yeah, things are slow right now, but when things pick up, you got several things that are getting ready to come out, so they'll come out at the same time and give you some pretty good exposure.
Yeah. But Roberto, thank you again for joining us tonight, and we will keep in touch, and hopefully after the Corona situation, we will see you in Europe.
Absolutely, man. And next time you see Louis and Costas, man, tell them I say what's up.
Yeah. So greetings from Amsterdam, Corona Diaries show.
Thank you for having us, and we will, hope we will see you in Europe very soon in Amsterdam. You're welcome in Amsterdam. So
you will, brother. Thank you so much.
See you soon.
Be safe.
Thank you, Roberto.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao. Bye, bye, Roberto.
Bye.
So, guys, it was an interesting chat. I learned again new things from Roberto. He's a great guy, great actor. Actually, I forget the Too Fast, Too Furious film, and now it brings up my memories also from the movie. It was a really cool film, of course, with Paul Walker, Eva Mendes. It was a great cast. Tyrese, of course, it was a really cool movie. Anyways, so today's chat is finished. So we are just chilling.
Now we are chilling. Yes.
Amsterdam. And next week we have a actually busy program. We will have Samantha Fox Wednesday, next Wednesday in the afternoon. I think around 5 p.m. Dutch time in the afternoon. So pop singer, British pop singer Samantha Fox will be with us. And then end of the week, we will have Terminator 3, Rise of the Stars. Christina Loken will be with us. Of course, Mandalore Brothers, this time Luis Mandalore will be with us next week. And some surprise guests. I don't tell more, so we'll say Samantha Fox, Luis Mandalore, Christina Loken will be 3 of them next week. And of course, we will have 2-3 extra guests during the week. Okay. All right, guys, stay tuned and see you in the weeknights.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Stay tuned.